This is YouTube Tall Farm Boy. I'm going to show you how to replace the heating element on a Samsung electric dryer. These are pretty popular dryers. You can buy these at Lowe's. This one is about 4 years old. Model number on this one is that right there, DV218 AEB. And the heating element has gone bad. It tumbles, but it does not get warm. So I'm going to walk you through the steps on how to repair this dryer. Step number one, you're going to make sure everything behind it is unplugged. Unplug your electrical, unplug your vent at the top of the dryer on the back. There's one screw right here and one screw right here. We're going to remove those. Okay, got that screw removed, that screw removed. The next thing you're going to do is pull this hinge up. Kind of hinges in the front. Give it a little tug, and your top cover comes off. There's no hidden bolts or anything like that. Set that aside. Next thing that we're going to do is going to come back up here to the front. We've got to remove the electronic control panel, this upper cover. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 screws that hold on that cover. Just Phillips screws, so we're going to remove those 4 screws real quick. Okay, we've got those 4 screws removed. Next thing I'm going to do is remove this top access cover. Just kind of give it a little pull, a little tug. It kind of hinges forward, and you'll notice that there are hinges. I say hinges, there's just little holes that this slides into. We just got to pull it straight up and out of those holes. It's still attached. There's no need to unhook any of the electrics. Any of these electronic cables, just leave all of those hooked up. We're just going to set this on top of the drum right now. Out of the way. Okay, the next thing that we have got to do is remove the front door, or the front panel assembly. To do that, 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts on the top of the panel and on the inside of the dryer. This screw and this screw. So there are 6 total bolts or screws. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that hold this front panel assembly on. So I'm going to loosen those 6 screws and be right back. Okay, we've got those 6 screws removed, the 4 on the top and the 2 at the bottom of the inside of the door. And you can see that this front panel already wants to come off. What you need to unhook though, up here at the top is the door switch. All you got to do is wiggle that connector. It just comes right off. It only goes in one way, so don't panic about not knowing how it goes in there. And that will let the front door assembly and the front panel just kind of tip forward and comes off. Ooh, look, some money. So I'll set this over to the side for now. Let's see what we've got here. Looking down in the front, if you can see that, this is your actual heating coil there in the front. This is what goes bad. Now getting it out, I'm going to get a light here. Give me just a second. Alright, we're back, and of course the cat loves the light. Get out of here. Okay, now you're going to notice that there's one screw is all that holds this heating element in. So there's one screw right here. We're going to loosen it because the heating element is behind that little tin access panel right there. Loosen this one screw, take it out, put it right there, and you can see the heating coils back in there. Here's the thing, the heating coil will not come out the front. What we're going to do is remove it from the rear. So we're going to jump around to the rear of the dryer right now. Okay, we're at the back of the dryer right now, and this is your exhaust tube from the dryer. We've got to loosen this whole assembly. There's 3 screws, one right here, other top side. And there's one on the bottom. You can see it right there. We have to remove this whole vent tube assembly. Hopefully you can see those. I'm going to pause and remove. Okay, we got those 3 screws removed, the 2 on the top and the 1 on the bottom. And you'll notice that this piece has a little spot cut in it right here. You need to lift this up, pull this entire tube assembly out. Don't worry, there's nothing that can fall out or anything. It just comes straight out like that. Set it out of the way, and that, what you're looking at right there, that white thing, is what that exhaust tube, that's what that exhaust tube goes into. So when you reassemble, you just want to make sure that you put it into that spot. The part that we're going to be dealing with though is over here on the left. Let me zoom out so we can kind of see where we're at here. The rear of the dryer. You'll notice that the heating element box is up there and to the left. Okay, now put the light in here. Yeah, you can see really good. There are 2 wires that we need to disconnect from this first. The red wire that goes on that front heating coil element, and the one on the rear, on the back, the blue wire. We have to disconnect the red wire and the blue wire from the element box right there. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right quick. Sometimes these wires can be a little stubborn. Blue wire, red wire. Just remember where those go in there. And once those are disconnected and the wire in the front, or I'm sorry, the screw in the front has been disconnected, this is ready to come out from the rear. Now to pull that box out, all that you need to do is grab it, and we're going to lift it up out of the hole that it sits in on the back, the intake tube, and it'll come right out the rear. Getting hung on here. Yours will probably not fight that bad. Okay. Well, this should be what you're looking at right here. Hopefully. If you've removed it, hopefully you've got everything else on here. This is where you pulled your blue wire from. This is where you pulled the red wire from. Just so keep that in mind. Okay, I'm going to set this up on a table. Okay, the next thing I'm going to need to do is open up this coil box. You'll see that there's 1 screw there, 2, 3, 4 screws on this side. And same on that side. No, 3 on this side. 1, 2, 3 on that side. Plus you're going to need to take the 2 screws off of your heating control things here. So give me just a second, we'll pop those off. You can see where we're at. Okay, got all those little sheet metal screws removed. One thing you got to look at whenever you're pulling this apart is that there's 2 kind of metal hinges right here. You're going to have to straighten them out to get them pulled out of there. This one appears to be okay, so we're going to go ahead and pop this cover off. That's going to expose our heating element right there. So this one is for sure broken, so what I'm going to do, and it's a pretty easy spot because you can see where the coils have actually physically broken right there. The next thing we have to do is remove this coil. And I'm going to show you how to do this because it's kind of tricky. First thing I gotta do is remove this blue wire. Okay. Now if you look at this, what you're seeing right here is actually an insulator block, and the leads for your coil go all the way through. And I've already straightened one of these out, but you'll notice on these there are some little tabs. I'll try to zoom in on these where you can see them. Little tabs that are bent, and they prevent this from being pulled out. So see the little tab on the side of it right there. I've already straightened that one up. The bottom one is still. What you need to do though is those tabs are going to be bent down. You need to flatten them out with a pair of pliers. Just kind of like pushing it through and straightening that up. That's going to let both of those heating elements cords come through there, and that will disconnect your entire bad heating element. So there's my bad heating element. Okay, I'm going to pause. Okay, I've got the new heating element right here. It's got the two new leads that I'm going to slide through those same insulator block right here. They should just slide right through, hopefully, and stay. But okay, I'll turn this off. We're going to reassemble this box here real quick. Okay, just so you can see here, hopefully, I've put the new heating coil leads through that insulator block. I wish that would zoom, and I have bent down that tab to keep that from poking through, from going back through. So, alright, element installed now, ready to reassemble this entire unit. Okay, got everything buttoned back together right here. I reattached the blue wire to the top over here, and the new element is safely into its housing. So take some time to vacuum all the dust out of this stuff and the lint, and we will be ready to reassemble. I'm going to put this back in right now. The unit has to go up, and then it has to come back and attach into, see if we can see it, this round part right back here. That's where the vent tube attaches. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it'll make sense. Okay, got the unit mounted back in. You can see where it fits into the tube right there. And all that I have to do now is put the blue wire onto that terminal and the red wire onto that terminal, and then put my lock screw back in the front. Okay, so I'm going to attach those. Alright, blue wire and red wire are reattached. Time to go back to the front. But before we go to the front, let's go ahead and stick this dryer vent tube back in. I'm just going to put it straight back, and you're not going to be able to see it, but it's got to align with that white tube. You're not going to be able to see it, but that has to go back into that white tube at the front of the dryer. So I'm going to go ahead and finish installing this. Okay, back to the front. All we need to do is line up the front of this unit with the screw hole. Well, that's what happens when it falls out the back. So make sure it stays in the back, and you're going to put your one screw keeper in the front. I can't do it with one hand. We got to do, once we got the front panel put on with all the screws, let's put our front panel back on. Just want to line up the spots here where this attaches. Make sure you got every one of those little grooves little hinges in their groove. Kind of make sure it sits down in there. Just pop them into shape. Put in your 1, 2, 3, 4 screws. Then you're ready to put the top one on. So, okay, well, guys, good luck. Okay, once you have the top lid with the 2 bolts on the back, putting that back together, you're ready to hook everything up and give it a test run. Hopefully everything gets running right, nothing bad happens. Should be able to tell pretty quick if the heating element's working. So oh yeah, already warm. So good job. We're done. Guys, thanks for watching. Username Tall Farm Boy. Subscribe. Thanks. Bye.